August has historically been one of the worst months for crypto, and right now if you look at all the news, it would be hard to believe that this one is going to be any better. Because with only 4 days left for the Senate to move forward with the Clarity Act, confidence is dying. Michael Saylor has been selling yet more Bitcoin, war in Iran has been heating up, and a financial crisis in Japan is threatening yet another global meltdown. And on top of all of that, retail interest in crypto is the worst that it has been in years. In this video, I'll break down the reality of what is actually hidden behind all of this fear so that we can piece together what the most likely course of action is throughout the month of August. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's get into today's video. Now guys, before I break down what happened the last time that crypto felt this hopeless and this worrying, and trust me, times like this are not when you want to look away because things can change very quickly. Just a quick disclaimer. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. If you wish to invest in crypto, you should understand that it's risky and you can lose money. So don't risk money that you can't afford to lose. And always do your own research before investing in anything. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's crack on with it. Now guys, before we jump into all of the news and all of the drama that's going on and piece together what it really means, let's just first take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Because despite the fact that there hasn't really been a huge amount of price movement, this is quite telling when you piece together all of the different parts. Now you see the Bitcoin price sits, as I speak, at $63,500, which is pretty much the exact same price that it is sat at for weeks and weeks and weeks, and why crypto is testing the patience of even the most patient long-term holders in crypto. Right now, the Bitcoin price sits higher than it was back on the 23rd of February and a lot higher than it was on the 2nd of February 2026, which right now is over 7 months ago. Now this is very, very important because despite all of the panic and fear, despite the popular belief that this is not yet over. Now on top of that, over the past few weeks, we've seen certain altcoins also showing a lot of strength, with coins like Pump Fund up over 90% and other strong altcoins out there showing some good moves as well. And if you watched this video that I made last week, then chances are you were able to catch some of these moves and at least understand what is behind some of these altcoins and why they've been performing strongly. And if you want to know how to find altcoins that are going to likely see some of the best growth into the future, then in my next video, which I'll make in approximately 2 days, I will be making a full tutorial of how I research different altcoins before they make it into my portfolio. Literally a step-by-step process. So if you want to follow along with that, then make sure you're subscribed, notification bell turned on so that you don't miss a beat. Now, without further ado, where should we focus our attention first? Let's jump across to Google Trends because it is showing us something very, very important. And every time we've seen this happen over the past few years, something typically very big happens after it. Now we can see that we are currently around here. This shows you the global search volume for the term Bitcoin over the past 5 years, okay, and it's very, very key because when no one's searching for it, it means retail is not interested, no one wants to know. But when everybody's searching for it, it tends to mean that it's very popular. Ideally, you want to get into the markets when nobody's watching and get out the market when everybody's watching. Now what we can see here is just around this grey level. Last time we were sort of spent any significant times here was October the 20th to the 26th in 2024, which when we jump back to this chart is very interesting because October the 20th to the 26th is pretty much in and around this area here. Bitcoin had come back up a little bit from that Japan carry trade news announcement. Notice how we've just had one of those in the past week or so. And it was just before Donald Trump basically won the US election and created this major pump towards the upside. And the last time we were under this grey line like we've been just recently was all the way back around the 24th of September 2023. And September of 2023 was pretty much in and around this area here. Again, what happened straight after? You can see that obviously there was a big push towards the upside. And this is actually not uncommon to see because when no one's paying attention, there isn't much volume in the markets. It tends to mean that everyone is out. I mean, who watches crypto videos if they're not holding crypto right now? So the fact that everybody's looking away is a very positive thing, especially with that Bitcoin price sat down at lows that it's been stuck at for 7 months or so. On top of that, we have seen yet again Michael Saylor coming out and saying that he is selling more Bitcoin. Again, this is what we saw just a few weeks ago when Bitcoin was under $60,000 and is a very key thing to be seeing because it's one of the scariest pieces of news circulating right now. Why is it so scary? Well, because Michael Saylor is supposed to be the one who buys Bitcoin. He was the one who's going to keep it up for everyone, and yet he's been selling when the market's all scary and at the bottom. And that's interesting to me. Why is that scary news story coming out when the market's down where it is right now? Well, slightly later on, we'll be talking about Jim Cramer and how Jim Cramer plays into all this kind of idea of what's going on in the markets right now. So is there anything that could possibly save us and help us rise higher from here? Well, of course, there is one thing that everyone knows could be the one thing that lifts us here, and that's the Clarity Act. Senate has 4 days to advance the Clarity Act as White House weighs a deal. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that the Clarity Act is guaranteed to pass, but it is a move in the right direction, and it would be seen as a positive from the crypto market, at least in the short term. But this is just another news story. And right now, nobody expects this to pass. Okay, this is just another thing to tell us that the one thing that could possibly help us is probably not going to help us. And on top of all of this crypto-related news, you've got the macroeconomic news going on, with the Middle Eastern war continuing to and fro one week to the next, going from peace deal back to war again, and it's not looking like there's an end in sight there. On top of that, we've seen the United States buying a foreign currency for the first time in about 25-30 years, trying to push up the value of the Japanese yen and to take the pressure off the carry trade. And if you want to learn more about the Japanese yen and that carry trade, which is incredibly important for all things crypto, as well as global economy and stocks, then make sure you check out this video, which is on my new channel, Peter Anthony Finance. And if you haven't already, make sure you go and subscribe over there. Helps me out a ton. Thank you very much. So, I get it. It feels completely hopeless. Nothing possibly good can come from where we are right now. Well, until we start to think about Jim Cramer and how he holds all of this together and maybe gives us a little bit of a clue about where things might be going. Now, Jim Cramer, as everyone knows, is a bit of a joke, at least when it comes to his trading ideas. Well, here's the thing you might not know about Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer actually ran a very successful fund for 20 years or so back in the 80s and 90s. He was also Harvard educated, worked at Goldman Sachs, and was a very well-respected trader. So how all of a sudden did he suddenly start making all these mistakes? Well, not because he's an idiot, but because he's actually playing a different role from what most people think he is. You see, from my opinion, Jim Cramer gets things wrong all the time because he is the public-facing trader who tells the retailers what they should be doing with their money. He gets very, very bullish at the top and he gets very, very bearish at the bottom. In my opinion, he's used to basically lead the retail investors in the wrong direction. Right now, he's saying that we should all sell Bitcoin because of what's happening with quantum risk and stuff like that. We heard quantum risk just a few weeks ago. It's all raising its head again at a very critical time. Right while the Bitcoin price is sitting all the way down here and seemingly struggling to break lower. Despite all of the other negative news that's going on, Bitcoin just can't seem to be pushed lower, which means that nobody is really selling it right now. And if nobody's really selling it and people still want to buy it, then you've got to try and make more people sell it. Jim Cramer, I believe, plays a part in that. And so does all of this other scary news about Michael Saylor, about lots of other things like that. And that to me is a pretty bullish signal. Right into August, one of the scariest months out there. And this is one of the paradoxes in crypto, and definitely one thing that's worth paying attention to. Right now, the Bitcoin adaptive sell-side risk ratio is deep in the blue. And all it's simply telling you is when price is down like this and sentiments like this, your risk is significantly less than when it's up in the red. Problem is, everyone wants to buy when it's up in the red. Really, you want to be buying when it's in the blue. But when it's in the blue, it always feels way scarier, not only because prices are down, but on top of that, all of the scary news seems to show itself around this time. Very convenient, right? And the only reason that this sell-side risk ratio sits down here is simply because a lot of the selling has already occurred, which doesn't mean that the price can't possibly creep a little lower, but it does tend to mean that you're less and less likely to see any particularly scary dumps going on unless we start to see any stronger recovery in the market. If we see a stronger recovery, then yes, of course, pullbacks might be possible. But right now, if all this bad news can't seem to push things lower and the market makers are doing their best to do it and they can't, then to me, that's a fairly positive signal that we could be moving in a better direction than the majority of people are thinking. And just yesterday, one of the biggest, most positive results that we have seen in literally years came out. The US ISM Manufacturing Index came in at the highest level since May 2022. And this is incredibly important, not really just for Bitcoin, but more for the alt. You see, what I've talked about in previous videos is altcoins need two things to get really going. Bitcoin to go up, we already know that, and on top of that, it needs to see stronger economies. It needs to see expansion in economies where the average person is doing better than normal. And when the ISM is in expansion and pumping up well over 50 like it's doing right now, it is telling you that more businesses are growing. They're investing in their growth. They're hiring more people, which means the average person's getting better jobs, getting more money, and this is eventually what starts to drive the broader crypto market. Now, what I've done on the bottom is shown you bottom to high with these green boxes, and then high to low with the red. Over time, this is all the way back in 2016, and this is back into 2023 into 2025, and then I've kind of matched on top the others versus Bitcoin chart. And you'll notice that while we've seen Bitcoin having a good run from sort of 2023 onwards to around 2025, altcoins in general underperformed. This is why. You can see the ISM was throughout that time spending under 50. So Bitcoin was running mainly off of liquidity and things like that, but the overall broader economy wasn't very strong until now. this pumping towards the upside does tell us that this time is different. But it's not different from every time, because this time was also different. This time is very much the same as what we saw back in 2019 into 2020, where we saw ISM going towards the upside. Now we're seeing the exact same thing. And this to me is a very, very positive signal. So while we're seeing altcoins bottom versus Bitcoin, and Bitcoin seemingly looking very strong down the bottom despite all of the panic and fear, I'm starting to believe that things are looking a lot more positive than people are really letting on. So that's why in the next video, I really want to focus more towards finding different coins for yourself and really doubling down on your research, because you can't borrow conviction from someone else. You need to learn for yourself exactly how to find those coins. And if you can find coins before me and every other YouTuber starts talking about them, then chances are you have the potential to make some serious gains. So if you can equip yourself with those tools, you could find yourself some genuine winners. Now, before we get into that video that I make next time, make sure you go and check out Bitunix, which is linked down below in the description, because this is an exchange where you can go and buy many different altcoins out there, probably more altcoins available on Bitunix than almost any other exchange. It's one of the only exchanges that offers such a range of different altcoins that is available in so many different countries. And they right now have a special offer that is available. You can find it through clicking that link. That's only available to the House of Crypto community, because I've been working with Bitunix probably longer than anyone else in the markets. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just use it to calm things down. Don't panic too much about this news and that news. It's designed to throw you off. Okay, when the market's at the top, the news sounds amazing. Don't be thrown off by scary news at the bottom. Just calm things down, and eventually you'll be very grateful that you did. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you haven't already, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye bye.